Hey guys, welcome back to our AF Farmz series on Elm Creek for new players on our road to $1 million in revenue. So, yesterday, or last video, we finished off removing that tree. We've got some harvesting that's been completed. We are just wrapping up the soybean harvest. And we're going to check in on our contracts just to see where we're at with those. And I think we've got some barley to harvest actually, so let's go get that underway as well. So what we'll do is we'll empty out our soybeans. So we ended up with about 4,000 litres. Field on 58 is 38% complete, so that's good. We'll let that carry on. We'll grab our harvester, head on over to field 48, which is just over here, and we will get some barley for our silo. So I've got a little bit of tree stump left to collect there, so we're going to collect that while we're doing this. So I'll get the work underway. And I think this is going to drop straw potentially. No. So not worried about the straw anyway, so let's just leave that as is. Alright, where's our lizard pickup? So he has returned from the biogas plant. So hopefully this is going to be the last load of logs we need to deal with. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to start cultivating our fields again in preparation for the next crop. So let's grab this one here, get our cultivator attached. So basically once you've harvested, the next step is to, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cultivate this little field over here, and then I'm going to harvest the canola tomorrow, and then I'm going to join these two fields together to give us a little bit more farmable area. So let's get this cultivator underway, and then we'll check in on our workers menu just to sort of see what we are up to. I think we'll have potentially 3 workers on the go here at this stage, so that's good. We want to try and utilize our workers as much as possible. So the way you can check that is main menu, workers menu, and it shows on the right hand side there active workers. So we've got one down here on field 58. We've got our harvester down here on field 48, and then our cultivator just here, who's going to have a hard time turning around, I think, with all this tree stump in the way. So let's get this tree stump sorted. Let's have a quick look at the used equipment. So we haven't slept yet, so we've still got the same stuff there, which is fine. Okay, too heavy, so let's cut this in half. So we're down to 49,000. However, we will see a bump up in cash flow once we convert that field. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. How we going with this one? Too heavy. So let's cut that in half. So like I said last episode, we're looking out for a skid steer. That didn't cut, did it? Didn't get all the way through. And we've probably got I reckon we might be able to get, maybe we did cut it. No, I don't know what's going on there. Let's try again. Should cut, shouldn't be any issue. Just got to wait for the animation to, no, that's not working for some reason. Alright, let's move on. Too heavy. Let's see if we can cut this. So potentially these segments are too big. I imagine this one will cut. Nope. Don't know what is going on there. Let's try and see if we can't just dislodge those logs from next to each other. Ah, it has broken them up. They're probably just still too heavy. Okay, let's see. So we'll be able to pick up this one. This one is still too heavy, so let's cut that in half again. So it was cutting them, it just didn't separate because they were so close together. So this should divide the mass by 2, give us 2 equal sizes. Yeah, perfect. Not the best loading technique, but get the job done. Just reduce those, take those tension belts off. Okay, let's get into this one. So 100, so what happened there? So you got to be a little bit careful when you're doing this, because what'll happen is it'll just throw the logs around. Sometimes they go airborne for some reason, so too heavy. This one is just on the limit, so hopefully we can get this in actually. Stuck that up there. Alright, I want to try and get this in. Too heavy. Let's cut this one in half. Okay, let's go just there. Alright, let's see how we go. Okay, good. Hopefully we can get all this in. What I might do is I'm going to unfold the car. Let's see if we can't get these slabs in the back. Oh, that's the stump. Obviously I'm not going to be able to pick that up. Let's try this. So that'll stay there nicely. Something tells me I'm not going to get all this in, but let's try anyway. So what you can do too is you can rotate. So this helps when you're loading something. Here we go. Can we get this one in? Too heavy. Alright, let's cut this. So our grain tank's nearly full, so we're going to have to go and grab our trailer to empty our harvester. So what I'll do is I'll try and get these on first. Let's rotate this around. There we go. Get this on top. And drop. So that has just stayed in there. Okay, let's try this. Okay, we've rotated that around. Let's see if we can't just get this nestled in on the top here somewhere. Oh, perfect. I'm happy with that. Let's get those tension belts on. And we will go and grab our trailer, go and empty our harvester, and continue on our day. So we'll just double check. Yeah, so you can see that stump there. It's going to cause a bit of a problem for us. Okay. What we're going to try and do here is just unload on the go. So we'll drive up next to the combine. Okay, what is he doing there? So he's obviously, what's happened here is he's got a little bit too far away from where the actual field is, so the worker has sort of lost his bearings. There's a bit of crop there too that needs to be fixed up. Because sometimes when you farm on the angles, so on the 45-degree angles in particular, you tend to miss corners. So I'll go back and pick them up manually. Once we've unloaded here, So I'll go and dump this into the silo. Just double check our, yeah, so he's still going along nicely. He is nearly done. And we've got about 8,000 litres, so we've got a full trailer, which is good, which is great. Alright, let's go and unload this into the silo. So this silo will hold, I think, roughly 500,000 litres of mixed grain. So you can have various types of grain all mixed in together. So once this is dropped off, we'll go and drop off that wood. And we will... Actually, what I will do is I'm going to get this field cultivated anyway. So how far away is... Yeah, he's still got a little bit to go. Alright, let's go to the biomass plant, drop this wood off. So we've got a decent load here. Oh, we've lost one. Let's see if we can't get that back on. So I'll take these tension straps off. And we're going to need to try and get this on top. So let's see if we can't do that. So get it up here, into position, drop the object. So that should be everything. So we're going to drive really slowly here, because we don't want to roll the car, which is what I did last time. So I didn't film it, obviously, but the AI worker clipped the barrier, and unfortunately we lost that load of timber. So I'm going to be very slow here. So you can see how wobbly the vehicle is. So we're just going to keep it at about 60. Because obviously we're pushing the limits of what this vehicle should be able to hold and carry. I mean, a bit of a sight really, isn't it? One thing you got to watch out too is when you go over this level crossing, you got to watch out for the train, because if you get stuck there, it'll wipe you out. It's quite funny actually when you have that collision. Okay, let's get ready to turn. Don't want to roll it, so nice and easy. It's a nice view from the interior. Ooh. And one thing with the analog sticks is that they are a little bit twitchy. If you are using a steering wheel, which you can for this game, it's a little bit smoother. There's a bump there. No, we're okay. So we might get a bit of money here, because we've got a fair bit of wood on board. So this is actually, well, I've rolled it. Oh my god. Oh no. So you can see there, the slightest bump. See if we can recover. Something tells me we're not going to. Oh god. Alright. So this is basically not going well. So hopefully maybe we can get back up, we'll see. Right, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and unfasten these belts and see if the car will right itself. Okay, there we go. So the only problem here is I've got to reload, so let's do that quickly. So I don't want to lose this load. I lost the last one. So I do want to get the money for this, which is obviously why I'm persevering. But let's see if we can't stack this a little bit little bit more neatly. Otherwise I'm just going to leave these logs here and collect them at a different stage when I've got some better equipment. Okay, let's lift that up. So you do get pretty good at this with practice. Okay, that's not really what I wanted to do, but I mean, even if I have to make 2 trips, I have to make 2 trips, and it's not the end of the world. But yeah, you just want to be super careful when you drive in this thing, because it'll tip over very, very easily. Okay, let's put that there. I mean, it's only really designed to take very small loads. You can get a trailer for this, which is got a bit of a lower center of gravity, so it'll make it a bit easier. Alright, let's try this. We're going to put that one. And one more piece. So we can't get that on the very top. Okay, there we go. Let's try these tension belts again. Okay, so we're not far from the... so take it really slow. So I just clipped a little bit of an edge, and just on one of these driveways, as you saw. And that's all it took. Okay, we're back on track. Okay, coming up to the entrance here. Alright, don't lose it now. I mean, even if I did, I'd just run the wood to the sell point. Okay, drive into the trigger area. Oops, slow down. Alright, go to the sell point, hit L3. So that was well, that was 1,000, so that was not too bad. Okay, let's send him back to the farm. So I'm going to auto drive him back. So pick our destination, forward on the road, and he should start driving. There we go, workers inside. Happy days. Alright, he's finished harvesting that wheat, or barley I think it is. Let's go and pick up these remaining little bits on the side. We'll sell this piece of land, and we will check if there's anything else we can harvest that we can afford. And then we will get our cultivation underway. I think it's already underway, so what we'll do is we'll get that. We're going to replant some soybeans, and we're just going to repeat the cycle again. So that's good. So how far off is this sorghum? Might not be that far away actually, so I think I'll buy that if it's close to being ready to harvest. So we still have to deal with this stump, which as soon as we can get a skid steer or a stump grinder, we're going to... Because you can get stump grinders for the tractors, so I may even just lease one just to get rid of it. Okay, that's all good. He's unloading, perfect. Alright, where is our... Yep, so he is done. So we want to head over to this field here. Actually, I'm going to get him to cultivate. So I'll cultivate this little bit manually. So that is fine. So we'll cultivate this field in preparation for the next crop to go in. Now the reason why we're focusing on soybeans is because basically soybeans, if we look at the pricing chart, have a pretty good price when the price is high, so $3,711. So out of all of the grain crops, it's among the highest price for the crop, so that's why we're focusing on that. Okay, let's... And basically because we need to get as much money as we can, we want to go for the best price until we can start building out our infrastructure a bit more. Okay, looks like our truck is stuck on a log. Oh, what is going on here? So these might have been logs that I lost in the previous load. Anyway, well, let's pick them up. Oh, I've got a feeling there's going to be logs all over this road. So it must have been from when I had them didn't have them tied down properly. Wow, that's going to be annoying. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, let's just drive this street. See if we can see any. Okay, nothing so far. Oh, there's a whole heap. Look at that. Oh, great. So this is the joys of logging right here. So next time around I'm going to wood chip these. I'm not even going to bother taking them to the BGA. So I must have, because I hired the worker to send it over, so I'm guessing what's happened is the worker's either had a collision with a vehicle or it's just gone too quick. Yeah, we got stuff everywhere here. Sorry buddy, gotta clean this up. Alright, how are we going for time? Alright, let's get this cleaned up and then we'll move on to our next job. So these are the kind of scenarios you'll come across in this game all the time. Things don't go to plan. So you've just got to have a bit of a strategy for how you're going to deal with it. And sometimes you've just got to do the work to get things fixed. In this case it's just piece by piece loading up the pickup again. I'm going to try and put this on top. Okay, let's go just there. Okay, get those tension belts on. Hopefully we can make it. Alright. So I'm going to drive this all the way over just to be safe. So I might actually go a different way here. And what I'll probably have to do is, I won't film it, but I'm just going to drive this stretch of road just to double check there are no leftover logs that have fallen off. Okay, it looks like we're coming up to the sell point here. So far so good. Hopefully we can make it. Almost there. And we got there. Alright, let's sell this and get out of here. So 892. Alright, so I'm going to send him back via the worker menu. Okay, so he's done. Our cultivator is stuck, which is handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the little head strip up here. So I'm going to send him this way instead. So we've got our soybeans going back in the ground. So the reason, one thing to consider too is, because we've turned seasons off, we can do this. So basically, as soon as we've harvested something, we can get something back in the ground pretty much straight away. Whereas if you're playing with seasons turned on, you won't be able to do that. So this is just speeding up our gameplay loop, just that little bit extra. Okay, next job is to get rid of that. We've got to sell that farm, sell that block of land, so field 48. So we've harvested it. We now want to select it and sell. So we basically got our money back on that one. Okay, what else can we purchase? Let's have a look at this one. 118, 140, 100. Oh, there's nothing there to harvest on. Oh, that's the corn, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Okay, so we're pretty much done there. Let's go and check on field 58. So he is almost done, it looks like. So if you want to check the status of your contract, 77%. So he's still got a little bit to go. All right, let's just check out our. So this is obviously the route the car was driving. So let's see if there's any logs that have fallen off. I mean, so far so good. Okay, I think we're pretty good here. So let's go back to the farm. Alright, what's going on here? Okay, so it's a good idea to have headland strips when you're doing cultivating, because it just saves your worker having to do too many turns, because you want them to do nice long straight passes, so they spend more time actually doing work rather than turning around on the spot, which is what this guy was doing before. Alright, so we're cultivating, we're planting, we are still on that one. Car's coming back. Alright, let's go and have a look at our used vehicles. Are still the same. Let's have a look at our crop map. So the canola will be ready potentially tomorrow. So that's looking good. Nothing else we can purchase because we haven't got enough cash at the moment. What else have we got? So we've got to cultivate this field. We've got to get some seed in the ground. So basically, what I'm going to do for the remainder of this little bit of time is I'm going to finish cultivating, finish getting our soybeans in. So this guy's almost finished. So I'll get him to start on this patch shortly. So once that's done, the contract over here should nearly be completed. Our tree is now removed, and we've just got the stump left, so we're going to have to deal with that in the future. But basically, we're just waiting. Well, we're just going to get our next batch of crop in the ground, get our canola up, and then we're going to go from there. So we'll leave this video here, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for following along with the series, and bye for now.